Hello, everybody. I'm Levi, EL-SCRIBBLER. This is Maurice, Big Daddy Mo. I kind of stumbled over. I was like, am I going to say Big Daddy Mo first, or am I going to say Maurice first?
Why are we using our full names? Why are we using our real names?
You know, to get familiar with everyone, man. To make everyone feel like they're buddy-buddy with us. Why not?
I'm Maurice Jenkins. I was born in Detroit, Michigan in 1991. I failed 6th grade. Had to repeat that. Got my ass kicked a lot in school. Got suspended a lot. Went to a few Scared Straight programs. And, yeah. Valentine's Day, I'm still single.
Yeah.
Oh, chess.
Yep.
I've been in a lot of chess tournaments. Got a bunch of trophies. Sadly, they got
it means
thrown
he's
out.
smart. It means he's smart.
I'm smart when it comes to games. What? I can't even say that because I'll be forgetting to upgrade my weapons. So
yes, and Last of Us is the proof. You didn't know you could upgrade that crap until like your fourth time through.
Oh, I didn't need to though. I still got through it in a timely fashion too.
Yeah, you should do one of those no hit runs, no save runs. No. Yeah, you could do one. No. I'm sure you could. Yeah. So, The Last of Us episode 5 came out. And
this was episode 5. Episode 4.
Well, because episode 4, honestly. So episode 3 was a beach episode. We know that, right? It was fun to watch. It was entertaining. It gave us.
It was probably the happiest episode we're going to get.
Exactly. So it was the beach episode. Episode 4. Now that is a filler, absolute filler Naruto episode, which serves no purpose to the actual underlying story. Because episode 5 answered anything that they could have.
Episode 3. That was straight filler. That was a filler episode.
But it was a beach episode, so it's still fun to watch. Episode 4, I felt out of it because there was nothing going on. It literally...
It was mostly them bonding, running into the protagonist for the next episode.
Tell me.
I give you that.
Tell me.
I give you that.
Because this one,
as far as it progressing, it really that episode 4 really was the two of them bonding. It was the two of them bonding. Then we run into the main villains for these 2 episodes. I mean, it's just moving forward. Just another obstacle in their path, mostly.
Yes, but in a filler episode, like if you didn't watch Naruto, but in a filler episode, what happens is. A filler episode has absolutely nothing to do with the story, but at one point in the episode, they introduce one thing that is actually relevant to the story, which honestly, in the beginning of 4 would be their truck drive and them meeting Sam and Henry. That is the only 2 things that mattered in that episode. Everything else, except for the Brian.
Killing Brian.
They killed Brian.
Because now, Kathleen is legit after them. If they hadn't killed Brian, they could have got away, but now they're really fucked.
Well, what else were they supposed to do? They had to kill Brian. So it literally serves no purpose in the story in the long run because they had to kill him. And she was going to hunt them down anyway because she's the Fedra of that area now. So I like the way this one started out because it felt like it started out in the past. They went 11 days prior to when the whole Fedra fell over. And the fact that she's just crazy.
They were getting destroyed, bro.
Oh, yeah. They were torturing. They were hanging. They were doing exactly what happened to them. So they literally became the oppressors that they were being oppressed by. I thought it was well done.
Yeah, a lot of people saying they didn't like Kathleen. I thought she was good. Like, I couldn't see her as a leader. Why not?
Oh, I couldn't.
Why not?
But the thing is, in this day and age, she's not a leader. She's too crazy to really do anything of note. She's insane. She's completely insane and unstable as a character. The problem is, in a post-apocalyptic society, it worked. But the thing is, she was refusing to tell the people what was going on. The fact that Tommy, the voice actor of Tommy, had her back the entire time made no sense, especially when she's doing the exact same thing, but of the oppressors that they just got free of. It's just
because even he was like uneasy. You can see it in his face. He was uneasy about all of that.
Yeah, except that speech is like, "You're the one that did it, not your brother." It's like, what? What? Because she's psychotic and willing to pull the trigger, which ended up leading to the fall of the people.
Yeah,
because
they're dead.
She led to their
episode. Let's be real, they're gone.
Because she led to their freedom And then she led to their fall because there was no longer any walls or barriers there, no system of government, even if it was a corrupt government, which all are, there to protect them. Nothing there. It was completely broken down and everyone was out for themselves. This episode was so much better, and I hated her as a leader because of it. I love how they explained Sam's face paint. I feel
okay, because I was wondering like what was that face paint at the end, but oh my god, honestly, I feel like them making him younger and deaf. At first, I was just like, why?
I was like,
are you gonna do something with it?
What did it do to the story?
It made you feel a lot more because when he was in the game, he's the same age as Ellie. He's 14.
Yep.
So you might as well say he can be just as badass as Ellie. You know what I'm saying? He's more mature, but no, he is a kid. He's more probably the most scared in the group, and he's deaf, so he doesn't know what's going on in his surroundings. So when everything is just going on, it's like, damn, y'all really have to protect this kid now. But why the fuck did they make the black guy a snitch though?
Oh,
that's
okay.
my question. We got a black guy coming in. He's a snitch.
Yeah, I didn't like the fact that he said that he didn't hurt anybody before, especially if you a rat like that. You
heard a lot of people
with a corrupt government that is known for torturing, hanging, abusing. Yeah, you've hurt people if you're ratting on people. So I was like,
just not physically, but so their death is on your hands.
So we don't do this often, but do you want to start from the beginning?
We should do that often. Yes, let's start from the beginning.
Let's start from the beginning. So, opening, they literally start with that whole riot of the breaking out, right? They're all cheering. There's bodies being dragged. You see Sam and Henry running and hiding, and then it cuts to, I forgot her name already.
Kathleen.
Yeah, Kathleen and Tommy literally they're interviewing all the snitches.
We're calling her right hand man Tommy because that's the voice actor. So yeah. her and Tommy.
Her Tommy. Yeah. So already I'm immediately grasped by the whole situation. It was very well done because you see it's 11 days prior. Sam and Henry are on the run and Kathleen is interrogating all the snitches trying to find Henry. She sees him as...
I'm surprised they survived in that. Well, they were able to stay in that spot for 11 days and not get caught. Like, damn, like y'all right across the street.
Well, they had run over the whole town. That's the thing. So they were doing like circuits.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it makes sense. They were probably searching house to house, but they didn't find the attic space. So that's what I think worked. They were hiding in the attic. So that happens, and it's just already intriguing. He's studying the patterns. They show that the doctor left for some reason, I guess to go get food because he thought he wasn't ratted on. But the fact that the rats ratted on the doctor kind of led to the doctor's death. Because you remember the doctor died in the previous episode.
Yeah, because even Kathleen was just like, oh wow, I didn't even know he was a rat. He's better than y'all.
Better at hiding it than y'all. Yep. Yep. I like that.
Yeah, it was a wrap there. But I like that they did show how they got the jump on Ellie and Joe. I mean, motherfuckers were sneaking through, and again, Joe was still on his deaf ear. I mean, he was still sleeping on his good ear. So that's what got him. I love the interaction when they first, like, bro, Joe just, everything is gonna be fine.
Oh, he's
it's
just
like,
an
bro,
ass.
stop it. Yeah,
that's just the way he is. And then he does it again, and she just like, oh my gosh, you're gonna get us killed. Yeah, but
I love that. Go ahead.
I like how Sam and Henry, like they were planning to leave, and then you see their perspective of the gunfight. I was kind of hoping though you would hear that he shot Brian. He shot Brian in the background. I was
just like, y'all missing another gunshot because right after he kills that one dude, he's trying to reload his weapon. And then it's like another gunshot like 5 seconds later. But I'm not gonna. That's being petty.
That's just one missed opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. But I love that when they do have them at gunpoint. He really doesn't want to kill him because like, yo, this is a person that can help me. Whereas in the game, of course, he's just like some random person that he was trying to kill until he saw Ellie. Yeah. So I like that he automatically just like, nah, this person's can be my ally. Now, how the fuck you gonna? My thing is with Joe. How the fuck you gonna sit there and say I don't work with rats, bro? This is your only friend. This is the only person that knows the city. I don't know if fuck this nigga's a rapist right now. I need his help. Once we get to where we going, then he got to go. But right now, bro, y'all got to work together. So
The Brooklyn Nine-Nine mindset where his best friend is a child cannibal.
Oh my God.
You've seen that, right?
Oh, of course. Yeah, the black dude, right?
Yep. You take advantage of him while he's there, and when he returns, that's hilarious. But yeah, you don't use a missed opportunity. I can understand his mindset though, because you don't want to get close to someone who you already know for a fact is gonna turn on you. You never want to do that. So he was just basically trying to save himself, trying to protect himself from, hurting himself, and most of all, you can't trust someone like that around Ellie. If he finds out the truth about Ellie, what would he do with that information? If you think about it from that perspective.
Exactly. You really think about it.
Working with a rat, you don't want to do. You don't want to do. So, yeah, I mean.
See someone who has especially someone who has someone they have to take care of, which is also why he was ratting, because, is it Sam? Sam is a little one, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Sam had, leukemia, and he's deaf. So honestly, I don't blame him. I'd have been ratting too. Even later on, Joel was just like, I understand. It's like, yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, when you got someone to take care of, you do what you have to. It's because that's the thing. That's what really worked. Henry's story about Sam, the fact that you can tell that Sam is deaf. You can then Henry tells the story about how he was dying and he had to do what he had to. He literally had his role model killed to save his brother's life.
Yeah.
The one he idolized more than anything, he sacrificed him to save his brother's life. All of that adds up to where we get to in the end. All of it adds up so well that everything that they did add in the story added more to the story.
Now, you know what happened in the underground, right? In the tunnels. Like, did you when you played the game, did you ever get that full story?
So what's happening is, how they sent all the infected underneath the ground, right?
Yep.
What's happening is fungus destroys. Fungus literally erodes and decays. If you touch something that has been eaten away by fungus for so long, you can poke a hole in a tree with that. You can literally shatter an entire tree just by if it's eroded away. So having them underground for so long literally destroyed the infrastructure. That's why it was falling apart in the city. You remember?
Well, I think
that one scene in the previous episode. This one, the explosion of the truck literally drawn all of them to that location, and then the fact that the floor caved in on itself, they had an easy out because already it was all decayed. It just needed that extra hole poked into it.
So I haven't played the game in, like, I want to say almost a year. So I forgot. So that little story and all that, because of course you got to,
Oh, that's added on.
Notes and everything, huh?
That's added on.
No, it's not.
Oh yeah, the holes and everything. Yeah, I remember.
No, like everything, like with the whole underground where you see like the kids section. And
I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah, wasn't it like a mass suicide, or somebody killed like all the kids and all that? I forgot. It was something dark like that.
Oh, that part. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember it was something like that.
That was in a game.
Yeah, I remember that in the game. I think it was the teacher who thought it was over and kind of killed everyone there. Kind of poured something in the Kool-Aid, as it were.
Yeah, basically, that shit crazy.
If that was correct. I don't like how they're kind of skipping over some of these things.
Yeah, that's something that maybe I wish I would have had like some notes or something that would have, that way everybody that didn't play the game would have saw that.
Yeah, because that's dark. Because that's the thing. I got comments on one of my videos about how it's not dark. What's going on? Why are they showing the slice of life? And I'm like, it gets dark. It's so dark later on. It was like episode 2 or something. Episode 2.
I mean, you got to see how the world is, but the show is fucking dark. I mean, I feel like, honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. I think I've cried on every episode except 4.
I don't think I would have cried on this one, except with how they ended it. But we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
We're not.
Yeah. So
okay. So with the tunnels, what I wish they did, because we don't need affected. They saved affected for the best part.
Yeah, they did.
At one point, I wish that we would have got a scene where they had to split up, and you would have had Joel with Sam. because now he really has to protect someone. And motherfucker don't know sign language, so I would have liked to see how he would have to play with that, like to get some clickers or something. So, I mean, it's just something that I liked in the game that I wish they would have did here, but it doesn't really ruin the episode.
Where everyone splits up. Yeah, I can understand that, but at the same time, that would have added too much to it. Even though it would have shown a little more humanized Joel a little more with his stubbornness and his flat characteristics, but. I was okay with the way it turned out because it was already an hour and like 20 minutes long, and
it was only about 50 something minutes, about 55 minutes.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it wasn't an hour and 20.
No, so they could have added a few things. But
I'm cool if the episode is 2 hours. I'm cool if every episode is 2 hours. I don't give a shit. But they're doing an amazing job.
They should have added the last two episodes together, this one and the previous one. Honestly, it would have added so much more, and they could have taken out some of the filler I felt in the episode 4 because of it. But yeah, going underground, that was because it was immediately over as soon as they got to the bank, right? They made it through almost immediately. And then that shot of the house, and you know the house I'm talking about. It's directly from the game. Down the street with the crow's nest. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm trying to figure out how you caught that, but I didn't. What house?
The one with the sniper in it.
I'm on HBO Max right now. Oh, yes.
Dude, come on.
Yes.
We're going scene for scenes.
My bad. I was going straight to HBO Max. Like, what house is he talking about? Oh, yeah. I already knew what was coming up.
Yeah.
That house. Oh, my God. With the way the cars were and everything.
Yep.
I
knew that scene. I knew that scene. What was happening? That house was so nostalgic. The rundown. Of course, I searched every single building before we got to that point. But
absolutely, you got to. I like that they made it an old man. Because Joel was even more softer with his approach. Because if it was a younger dude, he would have capped his ass that quick.
Yep.
But yeah, he was a softer approach. He even kind of like begged him, like, dude, please don't do this. But that shit was sad.
But one thing I was thinking, because I was like, you remember the game? There's a whole shootout going on at that point in time. So I was thinking,
affected and you're going against the people.
Yep. So I was thinking, okay. It's gonna be a full shootout. He's gonna be running. There's gonna be infected coming from one way, and then there's the people hunting him coming the other way as he's running. And Ellie's gonna be hiding by the cars the entire time until he gets to the sniper. And I'm like, wait, that would take forever. That entire sequence would take forever. So Joel, the next thing you know, Joel is in the house. But way he approached him, I was just like, oh my gosh. He sees this elderly man and knows that this elderly man has been there in the good times. That he doesn't want to destroy this man's mindset, giving him like, give us an hour and we'll be out of your hair. But this guy has already ratted them out, and he knows, like, if you think about it, from what you hear on the walkie, this old man would have been tortured by Kathleen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, would have been tortured by her because he allowed them to get past. So he had, honestly, taking Joel's bullet was probably the more merciful death than giving it off to the crazy, absolutely horrendous woman. So if you think about it from that perspective, oh my gosh, that is amazing.
They're doing a great job with a lot of these deaths, though. Like, even again with Brian, like, even that scene was just like, wow. So this scene too was just fucking great. Yeah. But dude, the way they brought in the infected, bro, that horde. Oh my God, bro.
Yep. The ground caving in on itself, exposing the horde.
How fast they were. I forgot how fast they were. I'm like, the second they came, I'm like, ain't no way anybody surviving this. That was just fucking brutal. And then you got Joel sitting there protecting Ellie the entire time.
I love that scene. Oh my God. I absolutely love that scene. I gotta say, though,
this is my favorite episode so far.
I gotta say, though, I did not like, because before that, the infected end up running everyone over. It's Kathleen literally holding everyone hostage. The only thing Joel does is shoot the plow truck driver, and then that thing explodes. And then Kathleen basically corners Ellie, Sam, Henry, and starts giving a speech. And Joel's hiding the entire time, literally refusing to do anything. And I'm thinking he could shoot the leader right now. Literally. She's standing still. Everyone's standing still. Everyone's watching her.
you had Tommy aiming a gun at the house.
He
So the
wasn't
second he
looking
would've-
that direction anymore.
he
When
was
she
aiming
started
dead at
doing
that
her
window.
speech,
If you look at him, if you because I was paying attention, I'm like, wait a minute, Joe could have jumped out. If you look at it from Joe's angle, where he's like hiding
oh
behind
yeah,
the window,
at that point in time,
he's aiming dead at the window.
yeah. But later on, they show her giving her speech, like for her 5-10 minute long speech.
And that's when he was looking out, and you see his face slowly drop because he sees that there's a swarm getting ready to come out.
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah,
he
you're
looks
right.
he looks away, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, the perfect opportunity to start just picking people off. But it was like so aggravating just to hear a speech. Did you get Fast 9 flashbacks? Fast 8?
Bro, I get flashbacks of every time a villain can kill a fucking person they're going after, and they make a long speech.
Yeah, they
just
get
like
a
when I hate
monologue.
when somebody's getting ready to torture somebody and they have a fucking monologue. It's like, yo, I need a movie. Nope, they already did that. The Kingsman, Samuel L. Jackson. This ain't that type of movie, bruh. Ha! That's how you're supposed to be. I hate that speech, bro. I hate when they do those monologues. We don't need it. Just pop the nigga and go back home.
Yeah, but honestly, that whole speech was to add more emphasis on how it ends. Because she's talking about how you did it for him. He's supposed to die anyway. He serves no purpose. Let nature take its course. But if you're talking about nature taking its course, then Henry was supposed to rat on your brother, and then your brother was supposed to die. And there's always logic there's always logic in everything to how people argue. And if you were going to lawyer it, he could have easily gotten up and said all that. And basically, of course, she has all the guns, but logically could have backed her into a corner. But everything added so much. And then that car basically exploding and falling in, because in the background, you see the car tipping, and you see Tommy literally turning around staring as she's still giving her speech. So we know something's going down. The Tommy knows something's going down, but Kathleen's still giving her speech as she slowly begins to turn, because you start to hear more and more noise going down in the background. And then
they did an amazing job with the bloater, though. That bloater came through giving niggas one-hitter quitters.
Yep.
He came. I was like, oh, it's a wrap. And I love how when
Tommy
he killed
lost his head.
He killed them the same way they kill him in the games, too, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's what was fucking awesome about that scene. Oh my god! But I love when Ellie was stuck with that child clicker inside the car.
Yeah,
with the Blues Clues shirt on. I was like, oh,
that child clicker. Honestly, I had a feeling of like, you remember Sarah in the game, right?
Yeah,
the blonde hair, that looked like her pajamas from the game.
No, she never wore no. But that was Blues Clues. She didn't have no Blues Clues.
Yeah, I know. But the pink pajama. What are they called? Pants? Pajama pants? Yeah, pajama pants.
Yeah.
This is basically what she was wearing when Joel carried Sarah out of the house. It was kind of a bluish shirt. So it was just like, that looks like Sarah. That looks like the original Sarah. And the way it moved was super creepy. She was like doing the ring, or where the body's all flipping over itself. The Grudge. It was doing the Grudge. Oh my gosh.
Like, wait a minute. That's not no clicker. That's something fucking different.
Yeah. That thing's possessed.
Scary.
Kill it with fire.
That was some scary shit, bro. And I love how you got Kathleen talking about some, kids die. And she gets killed by a kid.
Yep. Ripping her throat out and all that, just digging into her. That was absolutely creepy. But
I love when you see the swarm of the swarm of infected going towards the town. Nobody is living. Nobody's making it through that. Not with that bloater. I wish we could see another bloater, but I'm pretty sure that was like the only time we're going to get that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that bloater, that was, oh my god, bro. I wish we'd have got more of the bloater just killing motherfuckers, bro. Because I think that was probably like the best action scene in the entire in the season so far.
Yeah, I think it would have been cool if they had Joel and Ellie take one down at some point, but I doubt it. Because it's more like a boss fight, and they're like, there is no boss fight with Joel anymore. He's too old. They've run him down. Hey,
by the way, I love when they're going to the tunnels and he tells Ellie to take her gun out, which she should have had in her book bag.
Yep.
Her backpack, but she pulls it out of her pocket, and he's staring at her like, bitch, I told you the backpack. And she over here with a smile looking at Sam and Henry like, Yeah, I love that. Man, Bella Ramsey is great as Ellie. Man, I love her. She's doing an amazing job.
Every dialogue she has or referring to him, it's just like he keeps saying no, but I'll keep asking him and keep asking him and keep asking him, and eventually he'll cave. It's just like,
and I love her. I love her moments with Sam too.
Oh yeah, those are perfect, amazingly well done.
Learning the sign language, the endure and survive. I love that shit.
Yeah.
But
endure and survive.
Man, but when I get to the hotel, and I was praying, I'm like, you know what? They changed up Bill and Frank's story a bit. Maybe we could do that with Sam and Henry, especially when he's just like, hey,
Henry's a rat.
To Wyoming. Yeah, that's about a bitch though. Like, damn.
Because originally, remember, the story was they were traveling through, and they ended up being like they were traveling with a group of people to try and find safety, and they ended up coming across a group of thugs or bandits or whatever, and they escaped, but they don't know if the rest of their crew has survived. Yeah, so they asked Joel and Ellie to help them get to their rendezvous point, if possible.
I'm talking about changing it for the better though. As in, like, hey, maybe like let him tag on for like half an episode.
Yeah.
No, bro. I'm just like, bro, look at, like, he's a kid.
Oh, but the thing is, like, I was looking for it. I was looking for it because when he gets out from under the car, he's got a slight limp, and this was actually good acting. He was.
Okay, I didn't see that. I caught the slight limp when he jumps into bed. Yep. I was like, oh.
There was that too, but yeah, he had a slight limp because his leg was getting grabbed, pulled out from under the car. It was amazingly well done. I like that performance. The sign language added a lot, and then all of a sudden, I'm sorry because Ellie promised to stay up with him all night. In fact, that she told him she had magic blood. She could heal him.
That was just too damn sad because we already know that it wasn't gonna work that way.
Yeah, we know. We know.
Yeah, the hug that they had, and I was just like, oh. I wish they just made him 14. It'd probably been a little easier.
Yeah, because he's just a kid.
Grasp.
He's just a kid,
man.
Yeah, and he was afraid. Like Ellie admits to being afraid of being alone. And
yeah, I love that. That was a whole dialogue in the game too, with the scorpions and all that. Yeah. I love that.
And his fear is, who is he when he changes? Is he still in there? It's just so. Oh.
I feel like the fact that they use dialogue from the game in the show and it's still good just shows you how great the game is, because they can use so much dialogue from that and it still just transfers perfectly.
Yeah.
Because man, but yeah, that scene when finally he turns.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Yeah, because
it's crazy.
It was different from in the game though. Because in the game, remember, everyone kind of had their own room. Because they got to a place where they could finally be open and have their own room. Ellie goes into the room to wake him up, and he's standing there staring out the window.
Yeah.
And then he turns around charging at her. I think that was a more enjoyable scene because there she's sleeping in the chair. And what kind of is he a clicker, or is he a different kind of infected that charges?
Because he got bit by a clicker, didn't he?
I don't know.
Yeah, he got bit by a clicker. Because remember when she pulled them out, there were 2 clickers.
Yeah.
Yeah, she knifed 2 clickers. So if anything, he should have became a clicker. But
he was just a regular infected. So that means he could have charged at her for being asleep right there. But I guess she's infected, so she's immune to being charged. But once she moves, he charges at her. As soon as he touches
No, you remember in the game? No, you remember in the game to where
he's staring at the wall.
They're just standing there just until they see you. Fuck what you remember. She sleep this entire time.
Yeah.
So that clicker is just chill. I mean that infected just chilling. So that's what that was.
Okay. Yeah, because that bothered me. And then oh my gosh, that scene where Henry's the first to grab the gun. Oh my gosh, Joel is trying to talk him down. That
it hurt in both scenes because in the first one he was basically sitting there like, even though he was saying it's your fault in the game, he was basically saying it to himself. But this time, seeing it how his brother was the first person he's ever killed, and he's just really in shock, bro. Like, what the fuck did I just do?
Yeah, this was amazing because here it's like an entire minute as Ellie is being attacked by Sam, and Henry is holding the gun towards Joel basically, and moving it between Ellie and Joel. And then last spur of the moment, he shoots Sam. and then holds the gun
you
back
breaking
at them. It was just insanely well done. The one thing that pissed me off, though, is they didn't show us have Henry take his own life. They showed Ellie's reaction to it, but they didn't show.
What you need to see it for? What you need to see it for?
Because I wanted to see the defeat in his face, because they turned it to him for a second, and then immediately they showed Ellie, and they muted the sound of the gunshot. If you remember, when he shot Sam, the gunshot is much louder. When he shoots himself, it's muffled because they wanted you to hear Joel yell no. No, Henry. But it was just like, keep the gunshot loud, allow us to see it, just because, as powerful as it was, I would have cried if I saw Sam take his own life. Because in that moment, you realize everything everyone had been telling him, everything he sacrificed for his brother, was for nothing. In that moment, he realized everything, and we were deprived of that because they showed us Ellie's reaction. I feel like it would have been more impactful if we saw her.
I don't know, right? You cut out like crazy.
I was still going, but yeah, I think it would have been more impactful if we saw him basically taking his own life instead of her just tearing up as he commits suicide in front of her.
I mean, I still feel like it gives you the exact same. You still get what's happening. You see the emotion in his face. You realize that, like you said, like everything she said is true. You don't need to see the fucking bullet going straight through his head and all that. I felt like they got the point across with everything that just happened.
Yeah, I would have liked. I would have liked to see more.
The same shot as the game, as you know. How,
not in the game. Well, in the game, remember, he was walking back and forth. You see him devastated by what he's done, and it literally takes him a few minutes before, like a few seconds more, before when he points the gun at himself, and then when he pulls the trigger. It takes far longer.
I mean, it's different reactions. I mean, I don't know. I ain't gonna know that shit until I kill my little brother. I kill Brianna, no problem, and I probably would be fine. But I mean, it's the same. It's same shit happens, just different reaction. That's all that is. Whereas he's really just, he's really just broken down over what just happened in the game. Here, he's more like I said, he's in shock. He really just can't believe what he just did. So I don't know. I like both reactions to it.
Yeah, I mean, I seen Ellie tear up to that, and then honestly, the thing that broke me the most was her writing "I'm sorry."
Oh my God, yes.
That right there literally was like because Joel literally saw that she was aware, she tried, and she failed. She feels like she failed, and he doesn't know what to say. We're probably going to get him trying to say something in the next episode, but they walk off into the sunset together. It's just, oh my gosh, that is just.
Yeah, this episode was fucking tough.
Yeah, but still by far the best episode.
Yeah, get episode 3 out of here. Let's stop. Episode 3 is not the best. When you have this episode, you have Sam and Henry, you have the bonding with the four of them, you have the action, you have the horde. Like,
yeah,
not honestly messing with that, bro.
Episode
3 was great.
3 would have been the best if they had Bill, Ellie, and Joel bonding before Bill took his life after they left.
Yeah, exactly.
That would have been better. But this literally was golden. Keeping true to the game, holding everything, and adding just a lot more substance that really did help the story along. Not like episode 4, which honestly, I forget was even an episode. I keep thinking this is the 4th episode.
You know what's messed up? I'm not gonna lie. I thought this was episode 4 too. I said at the beginning, like this is episode 5. Like I give you that. I give you that. But episode 6, we getting back to Tommy.
Yep.
We getting into Tommy. We get to meet his wife. Oh. Did you see the commercial for it?
No, I don't watch commercials. I just go straight into it to watch it.
They show Ellie on the back of the horse with Joel, and you see Joel is kind of like a little slumped. So I'm like, he's getting injured. He's getting injured in this episode. Not saying that's a good thing, but we know what's coming after.
Yeah, I
can't wait.
I'm going for the medicine,
and we're gonna get that scene with the you know what, you're right. You're not my daughter. Ooh, we're gonna get some acting in there. Hey, all I gotta say is The Last of Us better get nominated for an Emmy and a Golden Globe. Same thing with Pedro. Same thing with Bella Ramsey. I already know Nick Offerman is getting the Emmy because like I said, you know how they like that shit.
Yeah.
But this show's got to sweep up award season. It got to.
Yeah, I really like, and the music is very well.
Oh,
just best
I
score.
love that they still use the same music.
Yep.
I love that they still use it. Actually, sometimes I actually just be listening to that soundtrack. I actually have that on my Spotify. It's a great soundtrack.
Yeah, I really am liking where it's going, because I don't know what they're gonna. I think they're gonna end up doing the whole Tommy sequence and chasing down Ellie on horseback and all that stuff all in one go. Because let's face it, they better have Joel in the dam carrying Ellie around on a board. They have to have that.
We gotta get that one time, bro. We got to. This next episode is gonna be an hour also.
Yeah.
So probably gonna be like the last time we see Tommy until season 2 when they do part 2. But
I don't know.
Yeah,
because part 2 takes place like a few years later.
That's the thing. Like, how
are they gonna get a new Ellie?
I hope not, but I don't know how they're gonna do that, because it sucks, because she is the age that Ellie is in part 2. The thing is, she's portraying a 14-year-old. So how are we gonna do that?
Well, remember, in Star Wars, they had Padme playing a 13-year-old when she was, what? Natalie Portman, how old was she when she did Star Wars?
You know, I think maybe 19, was she? She was young.
Yeah.
Hold on, stop. When did that movie come out? 2000, was that in the first one? 2002?
I don't know.
1999. She did Professional in 94. So, yeah, she was about 19.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she was 19 playing whatever. In the very next movie, she's dating Hayden Christensen. Is that his name? Yeah.
She's dating Anakin, the one. Yeah.
They can, and she's 13 dating a 12-year-old, or 19 dating a 12. If you think about it, it's disturbing.
Wait a minute, he was still a kid in that movie?
He was 12 years old in.
Bro, I don't watch
Phantom Menace, the first one.
I don't watch the prequels at all, bro.
Anakin was 12 years old in the first one.
Yeah, I remember he was a little kid, and she was basically an adult, wasn't she?
She was 13. 13.
That was not 13. Okay, we're going all over, but they better not recast Bella Ramsey. I just kind of confused on how they're gonna do it. They don't have to do it right away if they don't want to, honestly.
Yeah, they could wait. They could literally wait.
I am totally fine with them waiting a year or two. I do not care, as long as the story comes out good and all that shit. We have our Ellie.
Wait 4 years and then do the Uncharted TV series. That's what they should do.
They should easily do an Uncharted TV show. They can do a movie, because, like I said, they have the story.
That's one thing.
Keep it with the same people. Let Neil Druckmann, let the creative team that did the show for The Last of Us handle Uncharted. Do not give that shit to who did the Uncharted movie. What was it? Sony?
I think it was Sony.
The fuck are they doing, bro?
They don't know what they're doing. So that's the thing. It's like, I don't think like gameplays with runtime of like 40 hours. Like, that's The Last of Us is, if you're doing it quickly, it's like an 18-hour run game. There is no way.
12.
Yeah, there's no way you can pack that into one movie. Like, this TV show is trying to remove all the action, and it still can't even pack in the entire story in a few episodes. Especially if you want to embellish it for TV too, which this is doing perfectly.
They said they're gonna remove a lot of the action scenes to focus more on the characters, which they're doing. And I mean, like, and then it's like, if you're gonna just keep if you're just gonna leave in the action of everything, then it's gonna just turn into a fucking Walking Dead or something.
Yeah,
like you don't need action every episode. I like the stuff where they were dealing with the characters more than another horde of infected coming. Here we go. Yep. Now, The Last of Us Part 2. It takes about 20 hours to beat. With so much going on with how we're focusing on Ellie and Abby, they can easily do 2 seasons after that one game if they want to, depending on how they go about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they can do it to where one season be totally about Ellie, next season be totally about Abby and all that. Then like the last maybe 3 episodes or some shit, boom, it's about, I don't know, but it's gonna be interesting to see what they do with season 2.
Yeah, because they've done a great job here. I gotta say, though, I'm still excited to see the Super Mario Kart HBO original. If you haven't seen the SNL skit,
Mario, that was honestly
that looks dope.
The visuals and everything actually looked awesome, bro.
It looks dope. And what's funny is it knows it would be terrible because honestly, it reminded me of the original Super Mario Bros. Movie.
I was to say that. So I'd watch this. This is the sequel.
I would have
official sequel.
so loved that just because of how it looked. It was like, that's so awful. It's gonna be great. Oh.
That shit gonna be. Oh yeah, I forgot it's not really happening. I was like, I was about to be fired.
No, it's not really happening. But someone should. I need to feel this. I need the mushrooms. I need to feel big.
Pedro Pascal is honestly becoming one of my favorite actors, man. He's amazing.
Yeah, and he was like the completely a nobody. Even when he was in Kingsman, it was still kind of like, who is he?
Yeah. By the way, did you see him on SNL?
Yeah.
So did you see that one with him waking up from the coma?
Uh-huh.
Oh, you're from LA? I love LA. I don't know why. Just the way he was talking was so funny, bro. I love LA.
Oh. No.
Hey, I love Pedro Pascal though, bro. Did you see him in a Nicolas Cage movie?
No.
The Unbearable Weight of Massive. Bro, he was funny as hell in that movie.
I haven't gone through it. I still need to watch some of the newer Nicolas Cage movies. I haven't seen them.
You know what? There's a few. I've been hearing a lot of his movies. I still need to watch Pig. I hear Pig is really good. His pig gets taken and he's looking for him.
Yeah.
It's funny. As stupid as it sounds, motherfuckers are saying he should have got nominated for an Oscar. I'm like, what?
Yeah, Nicolas Cage. I mean, we if you've been a fan of this podcast for a while, you know we've done many faces of Nicolas Cage. Amazing. We absolutely love that actor. Even though he's kind of the same, but not. In each movie, he's the same, but not.
But this episode 5, Endure and Survive, I thought it was great. They definitely did the story of Henry and Sam justice. Honestly,
I love that they brought in Krog the Barbarian. Right, that's what it's called. Krog the Barbarian. Is that the comic book?
The comic book, yeah. I forgot what it was called. It was something. I don't know if it was like that, but I do love that they brought in the actual comic book. They bring in a lot of the actual stuff from the game, like stuff that Ellie likes, and they put it in the show, like the pun book, the comic book. I love that they brought in all of that. See, I might just jump on the game, even though my controller sucks and I can't run. I really want to play the game again. I'm gonna die, but I don't care, bro. I'm gonna get through it.
You got to get yourself a new mic. You got to get yourself a new controller. But yeah, honestly,
with all the stuff I have to buy, I ain't never going back to LA.
Yeah. It's about getting started. But I think we're starting to round the corner quite a bit and talk about other things. But Pedro Pascal is an amazing actor. I do like
Bella Ramsey.
Yeah, Bella Ramsey. That's what it is. Yeah. I was like, Ramsey? But what's the first name?
Oh, Bella.
Yeah.
Come on, Bella.
Yeah, there's only one Bella. Oh, there's only one Bella. I miss Bella. It's a great show. It really is well done. You can honestly skip episode 4. What's funny?
Episode 4 is still good, but I get what he's saying.
Episode 3 and 4 are both skippable because they really don't add anything to the story. You could literally watch 1, 2, and then 5, and you're not going to miss anything. All they'll say is like, "Oh, we got him from Bill. Who's Bill? Oh, he's dead." Literally. That doesn't add.
Is there a dog barking in the back?
Yeah. That doesn't add anything to the story, does it?
True. See, that's exactly it. Does. I think that the best thing Bill did for them was leaving the car with the weapons, and I guess those were chocolate chip cookies.
Mm-hmm.
Probably Frank made them. I know Frank made them with love. Mm-hmm. I know them cookies were fire.
Yeah. So
I can see how episode 3 was filler. I can see how you want to say episode 4 was filler. There's no argument there.
Yeah.
Especially seeing how episode 5, they're still stuck in the same spot.
Yep. And so they really still show a different perspective of the car crash. Ellie and Joel shooting.
If you think about it, you could have made episode 5 an hour and a half and added some of that shit from episode 4 with them bonding on the road. Basically, you could have cut down that and basically did what they did in the game. Whereas Joel and Ellie, on the road, on ever bonding a little bit. They get into the accident. They're going through the town. Boom, they're running into Sam and Henry. So you know what? I will agree with you on episode 4. They could have put some of that.
Crap, and now you cut out. Well, there we go.
we know Joel is really cautious. He's really paranoid. So we don't need to see him making coffee. We don't need to see him and scouting. I mean, we could have did one scene of him scouting and all that. Yep, I give you that. I honestly give you that. I still enjoy the episode, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but I got out of the episode. Remember, I was unhappy about it when we did our podcast. I was unhappy about it because it served no real purpose, and I was afraid it was going to do a downward spiral because of that. It didn't add anything.
Hell no. But
this one basically is like, yep, this is the best episode so far. The next episode might not be as strong, not until they get to the winter sequence. That's probably going to be the next top tier episode.
I can't wait for everybody to meet David.
I don't know who's playing David, but I'm.
I think it's somebody that I've never probably never watched before.
Okay.
Yeah. As long as he, I don't know, man. As long as he come off as
because in my mind, when I think of David, I think of crap. What's his name?
Walton Goggins. Walton Goggins.
What's he in?
From Justified. From Walton Goggins from
yes, Justified.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yes.
Yeah. You hold on. You telling me you got a letter from Abraham Lincoln, bro? If he would have been because
that would have been the best.
Walton Goggins, he's charismatic. He has that smile you can see from a mile away. So you would have been a little sketchy about him, but he could come off as a nice guy. Then he could just switch. By the way, I just finished rewatching Justified last night. Walton Goggins, bro, is amazing. So if they would have got him as David, it'd have been a wrap.
Yeah, it's a done deal right there.
Been a wrap.
It's a done deal.
Oh, they fucked up. They dropped the ball on that one.
Mm-hmm.
They dropped the ball. Walton Goggins would have been amazing. Oh. Yeah. So you telling me
because that's who I think of for David. That's who I think of for David. Honestly, that's who I thought of would be perfect for playing the role when I played the game because he was a likable guy, very fun, but you don't trust him because Ellie just didn't trust him to begin with. And I'm like, why do I have this guy? Why do I picture this guy?
So imagine him when they're around a campfire or whatever, and he's just talking about how his men got killed by a man and a girl, and then you can kind of see like his smile kind of like turn into just like a, yeah, I know that was you. Man, Walton Goggins would have killed that, bro. I'm so mad now because now when I watch, I'm just like, should have been Walton Goggins.
Yeah, it depends. I'm curious on how they go about it.
Oh, I'm gonna go open-minded, of course.
Because one thing I did like how they made it nighttime when they have that sniper shootout.
Oh, because it's more frightening.
Yeah,
you can't see shit. So really, it justifies also when Joel is just like missing a bit too. So
he misses like so many shots. Well, he was missing up until Ellie was being attacked. And then he missed the little girl, and then he wasn't missing any shots.
Yeah.
Freaking plot armor. Freaking plot armor.
I swear, bro. I was just like, come on, bro. You missed the little girl like 5 times.
Yeah, although he shot everyone else point blank or immediately, like dead on.
There just pop. I'm like, come on, bro. The clicker
and the girl who's just slowly crawling into a window.
Yeah.
He can't hit. Yet all these people running, they're getting shot. It was just like,
I caught that too, bro. I caught that. I was just like, man, I plot armor. But honestly, I'm glad he didn't kill the clicker because 1, she wouldn't have killed Kathleen, and 2, he wouldn't have had that cool scene in the car with her and Ellie. So.
Yeah,
but I think we're running in circles. But I think episode 6, I'm excited for because we get Tommy back. We get to meet his wife Marlene, not Marlene, Maria, and you see the community that we're going to be in season 2 because remember that's where they were in season in part 2.
Yeah, but and you get to see basically what it's going to look like the start of season 2. But I got to say, I really think 5 is the strongest episode so far. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, honestly, I said this in my personal review that 3 is the only one with a beginning, middle, and end, really throughout the whole series, because it's a standalone episode. You can watch that and have fun with it, feel sad at the end, and never watch any part of The Last of Us. Or you can skip it entirely while watching the series, and it also holds no real purpose in the story. So 5 by far is the strongest because it feels like the middle part of an act. Everything's starting to change. You see how dark the world is. You see everything just falling apart. Literally, the earth is caving in on itself, and hordes are coming out of the ground. Yeah, that's definitely.
You know what's funny? I don't think we're gonna get that many infected unless we're probably gonna get infected with David episode because that's how
Yep.
they had to come together. Tommy's episode, no, it's mostly just people they're going against. That's how Joe got injured. Left Behind, we're gonna probably get a few of them. That's how Ellie got infected. But the last episode, no, it's all about them going at Mom, all about him saving Ellie and going at Marlene and her and the Fireflies.
Yep.
So I think we're only gonna get one more set of 1 or 2 set of clickers and infected, and that's it.
Yeah.
Which I'm cool with it, because I mean, like with The Walking Dead, everybody was mad at The Walking Dead because, oh yeah, it's humans that are the bad guys. Yeah, after a while, man, infected ain't shit.
It becomes a wild animal.
It's still with my grandma.
It's just like dealing with a wild animal at that point. It's not scary. You deal with it every day. It's no big deal. You put down a rabid dog if they're rabid. It's just you put down those things.
I think I'm gonna play The Last of Us.
Yeah.
I'm playing The Last of Us later.
I think we've said all we want to say. Yeah. You can find us each at our individual platforms. Big Daddy Mo, EL-SCRIBBLER here.
Mo.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, thank y'all for watching. Thoughts on the episode? Comment down below. Tell us what y'all think. And as always, we'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Thank y'all for listening. Toodles.